Yeah, it's a moment of experiencing loss, and it's a dead moment. Their hope died. Their best friend died. The richness and wealth of God that they experienced was now dead. Their yokefellow was dead. The one who could lead Peter out of his failures was dead. The restoration with their relationship with God was dead. Their investment was dead. The miracles to share was dead. Their purpose was dead. And they were experiencing insecurity after all the new territory they overcame by following Jesus. This was a dead moment. And all the things that I went through relates to all the episodes that's led up to this. All the things that we've talked about. All the, their purpose was dead that we just talked about last week. This was just a dead moment. Everything was just gone. And all they had was themselves.
Yeah, when I first became a believer, I felt like had my walk with Jesus, and I was praying and I was reading His Word, and I felt this closeness. But at a certain point, I think in everybody's lives too, there's this desert experience almost, this deadness where you think, well, they're just a little bit different than they were. And, right in the middle of a tragedy or a crisis, or when something does happen, you expect God to come in and just deliver you, and you to feel everything in His presence, and, He'll take care of this. But I think the long term, we read in James, too, that these trials and everything will strengthen us. And I think that is a little part of what had to happen here, but this is most likely what these apostles were feeling. Like you had pointed out, for 3 years, they were following closely with their best friend. And then all of a sudden, they must have just been in total shock and awe, because this is not what they thought was going to happen. Just like in our lives, this is not the way I thought things were going to work out. But sometimes we don't know clearly what God's will is. And sometimes He strengthens us through these desert experiences.